So I can...
For time, weather and time preset.
Weather and time at the top
Okay,
of that should be okay.
Yeah.
We are now audible on the stream, by the way.
Yeah, my hair's doubled up.
Live
weather,
yep.
4 p.m.
Yeah, multiplayer and air traffic off. And I chose gate 50. Which I don't think I have any custom scenery installed, so we should actually... You should have that one too.
Medium, gate 50 medium?
Yeah.
Yep, fly-by-wire.
Yep.
A320.
And yeah, we can adjust the weather if it turns out to be an issue, but the Airbus is... keeps saying it's actually such an easy plane to fly.
Right.
That's all set.
Fly-by-wire is named after the fly-by-wire controls first introduced in the Airbus A320.
I do like the little fun facts. What was one of them? Like the Airbus A320 there's more of them than the population of Tuvalu or something like that?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see that.
Okay, so it screwed up my time again. It loaded me in at 8 p.m. This is the second time now. This has got to be a bug in the game.
Mine's frozen right now.
It just takes a while, I'm guessing. So this happened to me the other day, and I was like, wait a minute. I thought maybe I made a mistake, you know. But... well, we're parked real close up to the wall here.
Mine says, if mine does 4-8.
Actually, 8 p.m. is kind of beautiful right now. Hey, Sean.
Yeah, it's kind of nice looking.
Thought things went well with Colin, but have you fired him? But no, I haven't fired him. I'm just playing the field of co-pilots.
Oh no, I'm not stealing your fun facts. I was just reading the one that was on the screen. Actually, I would never take the fun facts.
Microsoft is stealing your fun facts, if anybody.
Yeah. Actually, that'd be fly-by-wire.
Yeah, that's true.
Fly-by-wire. Probably put that in there, right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, they all have tips, but it looks like it can be controlled by the aircraft because you get aircraft-specific tips.
So mine did 4 p.m.
Okay, I will change my time. I wonder what is going on with that.
4 p.m., 8 p.m. UTC. Is
yeah,
what it says.
But yeah, there must be some. Maybe but I chose 4 p.m. from the slider. Maybe. Anyways, maybe it is my fault. Doesn't matter. I guess I could always check on the video, but I don't really care that much. So a quick check. Your battery 1 and 2, are they currently both off? As in when you hover over it, it says to turn them on, and don't do that yet. I'm just wondering. Want to make sure we're starting. Both off?
Both of mine are off.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. I need to switch this so I can give you the secret code.
Secret code.
Active aircraft, fly-by-wire, A32Nx development. Make sure you choose that 2 in your settings.
Yes, development, yep.
And I just DM'd you the...
Is this thing
join code. You don't have much to offer, so you can't lose your fun facts. That is a self-burn and a half. It's also not true. You have a lot to offer. If you had this flight sim, I bet you'd be flying all the time.
I am connected. You are in control.
So, quick check then. If I'm going to move the speed brake. Oh, no, I'm not, because I don't have this. Hold on. I need to switch my throttle quadrant over. That's one thing I wish, that the in-game controls would load a profile based on an airplane. Like that SPAD.NEX software I use does that automatically, but then I always forget to do it like in the game. Okay, so if I move the speed brake, does it move for you?
Trying to see speed brake. Which one? Oh,
It's
mine's all the way back.
Yeah, and then I'm moving it back up to the front.
Yep, up. Yep, all the way up.
Okay, now you try doing that.
It's all the way back.
Okay, so that's not working for me, and I wonder if that's because of the control thing. Which would be fine. It's just something to know.
Right.
So move it back to the, all the way up. What about flaps? Try moving flaps.
And let's see, flaps are right, 2 positions. I'm at position 2.
Okay, so that doesn't change for me either. If you move
up.
it back to fully up, if I'm gonna move them down.
Yep, they're moving.
Okay, so maybe that's tied to whoever's in control. In the 747. Sorry?
Mine's not all the way up now, though.
It's not?
Mine's only up. Mine's in position 1. It went all the way back and then stopped at 1.
Okay, well, put it all the way back up, I guess. That's interesting.
Okay.
Well, it's definitely some stuff out of sync. Okay. Well, let's and we are connected, right? Both of us, so let's get this thing started. Let's see.
Yes, I am. I don't know what the red square means, but it says connected to server.
Yeah. I don't know what the red square, I don't know that there is a red square. I don't see a red square, but I mean, that's stop server button, but
oh, up in the top top line where it says connected to server at the far right, there's a red.
Oh,
the square there is red.
Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't have that. I have a teal blue one, which I feel like I should be able to click on to make it go away because it says the session ID on there, which is bad for us, even though I'm in like streamer mode. But okay, let's look at the upper panel. I'm going to turn the battery 1 and 2 on, and I'm curious if they will turn on for you. Did they turn on?
I do not have anything.
So your batteries still say turn battery master off when you hover over them?
Well, when I mouse over them, it says turn battery master 1 on. So.
Okay, so yours are still off. Okay, can you turn them on?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so both of them are on. It did not turn them off for me, so interesting. I'm going to turn external power on. If that did anything for you, you would have noticed.
Everything seems to be starting up.
Okay, so you've got air. The fuel pumps, you should see like 6 white off lights on the fuel pumps.
Yep.
Okay, so that worked fine. So the battery didn't. I'm going to move the ADIR switches, the 3 knobs in the top left. I'm going to move those to nav. That work for you?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, set yours to nav, I guess. See you, Sean. Good night. It's really weird why some of these seem to work and some don't. Wonder what happens is if you turn on the crew oxygen supply, it's the white off button in the bottom left.
Yep. I'm going to press in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that worked for me. Okay. Emergency light switch to armed.
Emergency.
I guess it's emergency exit lights.
Which one's got?
It's bottom right. Yeah, that worked for me too.
Or armed?
Armed.
Oh. Hold on, I'll get to that button here.
There you go. And seatbelts on. And same with no smoking. No smoking should be on auto. Did you get seatbelt too?
Yep, seatbelt already flipped up.
Oh, interesting. That one didn't work for me.
And I have no smoking to auto.
Yep. And beacon and nav lights on.
I'm looking for him. Strobe on, beacon on.
And I guess it's Navant logo. That also worked.
Up.
Cockpit lighting as desired. That's really just whatever we do here.
Yeah, they turned on for me, whatever you did.
Oh, did they? Okay, I just turned the lights up a bit. Cool. APU master switch to on.
We still open the panel. Okay.
Yeah.
APU master switch. That's in. Where's that one at?
Down in the middle, next to in between the lights.
Oh, yep. It
That
is
worked
on.
for me. All right, now I'm just gonna keep an eye on the eCam. Wait for this thing, the flap, to open. It is open. You can hit the APU start switch.
Hitting now.
That worked.
Okay.
And now we're just APU is warming up. Do you have your nav display on yet, like the GPS, or is it still aligning ADIRs?
It says map not available.
Okay, so that's still aligning. There is an option somewhere.
Remember,
in the MCD.
mine's like 7 minutes or something.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to set the local altimeter. And that's all done. APU is available, so the last thing we need to do now is to turn off the external power, which I will do because I was able to turn it on earlier. So if everything goes well, I will hit this button and we should not lose power.
Seemed good. My autopilot started talking on my game, so I shut him off. I shut
Your
off
autopilot?
the AI control.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, the AI control. It was requesting pushback almost.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that's what happened to Colin, where it started.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you kick him out. There's one too many pilots in the cockpit. All right. So the MCDU. So this is interesting. I don't remember this from last time, but if you look down on the MCDU and I switch something, I wonder if it does that for you, because it did in the 747, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to click on the options button. Did that change for you? Like, are you looking at the A32Nx option screen or no?
No, I am not.
Okay.
I'm on the online features.
Online features.
Oh, there it just flipped. Sorry, it changed there.
Okay. So under realism.
Oh wait, hold on. That's a warning. Confirm enable.
I don't know what that is.
Enable free text in.
Oh. Wait, I feel like you're.
At your own risk.
Is that when you clicked on the display? Because I think they added a new thing now where you can click on the thing and then actually type on the keyboard, but I haven't ever done that.
Oh, I haven't touched it yet. Right now I'm on the same screen you are. I think it like keeps flipping back to that almost like. So I'm on the same screen you're on right now.
Because here's the IRS align time settings. I have mine set to fast if I set it to fast. I wonder if that will update for you or not. If not, just hit the button next to fast so that for next time it won't take 7 minutes.
Yeah.
All good with that?
Yep, I hit fast.
Okay.
It was already set to fast, it looks like.
Oh, okay, so then maybe it did take over then. That would be good. All right, let me see. Options, AOC. Oh, free text enabled. That's different. Yeah. Something's changed.
I'm trying to find my 5. 5 takes me to that screen. Okay.
Let's see. Okay, there we go. I was in the wrong place. Unit data request. Are you looking at the flight screen right now? It's got K3103.
Cayman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. Don't think we really need the weather request, but I feel like something didn't actually get loaded in. It's been a while since I've been in here. I feel like they changed it. I need to... What did they do with the execute button? Okay. I guess we'll do it this way. We'll send a weather request for Miami, because that's what we want. Load. I don't know what the OFP request is. That's new. Zero. Yeah, okay. Okay, now I think we've got a route. The 0 fuel weight in and the fuel planning thing confirmed. And I think we should have a flight plan now.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Taser, McLaw, Fund.
Yep. And so let's get shit in the bottom there. We need to set our departure. And we are using the, what did I plan for? Runway 09. And we are doing the MNate 2. They always get the arrows weirdly backwards. I feel you have to scroll up to go down. This is like a swipe scenario where it's just like people say swipe left. Yeah. It's like, what does that mean? I don't. MNate 2 with, I guess, no transition. Insert. And let's just see. It should be VKZ balloon Fenner and then MNate, and then over to Taser. That all looks good.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, let's do our arrival too. Sometimes I like to do it in the air because that's more realistic, because typically you'd wait to do that, but I feel like that just, it's more potential for things to go wrong. So, the arrival that I had planned for us, so this is interesting. We won't have any ILS approaches here. This airport has no ILS. It's just RNAV, which this mod doesn't support.
Oh, okay.
But GPS should take us there. We're just going to have to deal with the glide slope ourselves, I think. So, RNAV 08 with the Goran 3 arrival. And let's see what that looks like. Show me the waypoints. The 2V. I don't know why it's got this. This is always, see, this is why I like to do it now, because it's got the airport in here already for some reason. And then a 2B again, Alona Movix. What, that's all fine. I think the problem lies with these two waypoints here. This a 2V. Let's see if I can remove these. Clear a 2V. Clear a 2V. Do I need to go erase? It likes to duplicate stuff, and this is always a problem. See, we've got a 2V in here twice, and I can't seem to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just do a direct in flight and skip past that. But I don't know why.
Yeah, it's weird because it's got like the time difference in them too is kind of weird. It's like you fly past it to the next waypoint and then it turns around and it's taking you back to it.
Yeah, it's got something to do with the import from SimBrief, because you were importing, I guess, the...
See, it's like 55 minutes to 102 and then 102 to 108 is like you're flying back to it.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll, we will just, go to plan mode. Yeah, it looks like an absolute mess down there.
I hear buttons flipping.
Yeah, I'm just switching the mode. I'm trying to flip through the waypoints, and they look like garbage. It's like a loop. I think we're just gonna... I think we'll be fine if we just do a direct and just skip past that. So that's kind of what I'm hoping anyway. The first bit of our, like the actual departure, that all looks good. So we're gonna be fine. Okay. Oh, and then one more thing. We need to set our performance, our V speeds. Oh, right. Clear. What are we going to do? Like a flaps 10 takeoff? Format error? It's weird. Those speeds are really high. That's flaps retracted though. Out of range. Okay, well, what do you want then if you don't want a nice number there?
Not nice number.
And I think it wants me to put something behind this, but I don't know what to put there. Like this for the flaps / THS. I used to be able to just put 10 in there for the, you know, for the just for the flaps and leave the other portion alone. Okay, I guess we'll just manually put this. Oh yeah, no, those are not right. Sorry, it's not 151 either. It should be calculating this for us. Put a flex temp in here, will it work? No. That's all good. Okay, well, screw it. Not that important. We'll be able to take off no matter what, I think. So that means I think we're ready for pushback. and engine start. Unlock the cockpit doors. The predictive wind shear. At the top, can you turn on the APU bleed and the fuel pumps?
Okay. Now you're asking me to do tricky things here.
So APU bleed is just right in the middle. 2 switches up from the APU master switch.
Okay.
And then the fuel pump are just those 6 that currently say off. Just need to click each of those.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Check.
Now, okay, so that does work. All right. I'm going to see if I can request pushback.
Okay.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight
So I
deck.
have a nice
We will be
little
ready shortly.
app
Roger.
to help with that. So that's getting the tug ready. This livery on this airplane is actually pretty nice. Looks kind of cool.
I got it as well.
I like to like come up with a place to fly, and then I try to find, you know, airlines that would actually fly there.
Right.
Where are we going anyways? We're going to runways 9, I said.
Yes.
On Navigraph. You want to figure out where we are or not? There we go. So runway 9. Oh, sure. It's about as far away as possible. Excellent. So we want to push back and turn our tail to our right.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Thanks for the follow, Viper. Can you release the parking brakes, please? Let's see if that works.
Oh, yeah, with the button? Okay. Yep.
Yes, it did nothing on my end. I'll do it too.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
And we should be moving.
Yes.
Good.
Did you do all your fun cabin calls?
You are clear behind,
not
and
yet.
you can start your engines at your
But I'm
discretion.
going to try to start an engine now. Engine 2 should... The engine 2 switch should be like in the up position to start that
It's
engine.
in the up.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's starting.
I always get the rudder the wrong way when I'm turning backwards. It's weird. I guess it's... I have to steer the tug, not the airplane. Oh, I love the sound of these Airbus engines firing up.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Okay, so... Need you to set your parking brake again,
Roger.
too.
Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the right-hand side with the pin.
I guess that's just an
It's on.
exercise for both.
Disconnect and go to hand signals.
It worked?
Thanks. Have a good flight.
Yeah, it's
See you
on.
later.
Okay, so maybe it is the whole control thing, like it works when I do it. And this is going to be interesting because I think I'll give you control for the taxi.
Cockpit
first-
door, what should it be in? Lock mode?
Yeah, locked. Just going to start up the second engine here.
Oh, it just bounces back to normal. Okay.
Oh yeah, it does. But there's a little light that should be off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little light to the left should be dark.
Yeah.
Oh no, Viper, what you heard talking is an application called Pushback Express. It's a little tool that actually is really neat. It has voice control too. You can tell it to do that. I just do it with a button because I've kind of given up on voice control. It's more frustrating than anything else.
It's true.
Like, it's really cool when it works, right? But then there's other times where you're saying things and it just doesn't get it. It's like, okay, now it's stupid. It's no longer cool. It's just dumb now. Okay, it looks like we have 2 good engines. You can now turn APU bleed off and the APU master switch off. And this is where we got in trouble last time, when your batteries were off.
APU, yeah. Master switch off now?
Yep. And the bleed is already off, looks like. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then that light next to start, that should go off in a moment. That's engine starts completed. We are ready to taxi. So we want taxi lights on. Actually, here, I'll tell you what. I'm going to slide over to the co-pilot seat. And well, you can slide over to the other side, and I will give you control. And
okay.
Are we moving?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Are we meant to be moving?
I don't know. I got parking brake on.
It's like we're drifting.
Still kind of, yeah.
See, you moved the tail there, the rudder. Why are we slowly spinning? It's not like a weird game controller thing that you've got going on there, is it?
No.
Okay.
Although my controller is going kind of crazy right now.
Interesting.
I wonder if you take control back, what it does.
I just did. Looks like it just stopped.
Yeah, everything stopped.
I'm gonna give it to you again and see if it continues. Okay, so something on something it thinks that sending it some sort of well, that's gonna make taxiing kind of difficult. Can you try? I'm gonna give you control. Can you?
Now.
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't. Okay.
Can you taxi? Can you try just moving forward a little and see if?
Yeah. Turn my parking brake off.
Oh, we're moving backwards. It's like it's your axis is. Oh, it's no. Okay. Your throttles are in reverse.
What?
Yeah, and our engines are at like 60%.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I stole control back.
Okay.
That's what it was. I noticed the throttles were up at 60%, and it must be in reverse. It's the only way. There's no other way for this thing to go backwards.
Okay, mine are at 0 right now. Engine throttle 0, engine 2 throttle 0.
Yeah. But as soon as I give you control...
Yeah.
Oh!
Nope.
Pull the wheelie.
Just ran over a truck.
It was the stop that was so harsh that... Okay.
It's the I got the little taxi vehicle underneath it still. Or the pushback
Are you
vehicle.
still attached to the tug?
Yeah.
Oh, that explains a lot. On the ECAS, on the ICAS in the middle screen, in the bottom right section, I have a green parking brake, TCAS standby, and company message. What do you have there? Does any of them say nose wheel steering locked or something?
Let's see. No wheel steering. DISC. I don't know what that.
Disconnect. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So your plane thinks it's still attached to the tug.
Oh, okay.
If you go to the ATC menu, I bet you it's your co-pilot. I bet you your co-pilot is still, or your previous co-pilot. Yeah, if you bring up the ATC menu and go to...
Yeah, requesting pushback stop.
Yes. Automation.
I don't understand. Okay, yeah. All right.
So you actually see a tug outside?
I'm gonna see now. See if he went away.
See if that message went away in the on the screen, the one about the nose wheel
Yeah, it
steering.
went away.
Okay.
Yeah, he's leaving.
Yeah, okay.
For crying out loud.
I'm gonna give you control again. So far, so good.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna I'll let you keep control for now. I will do our before taxi checklist. So I will do taxi lights on. Let's see. Do the flaps? If I move the flaps now, I want to move them to 1. Did they change for you?
They went to 1. Yes.
Okay. Spoilers armed, so that should have gone like up.
Yep. Pulled. Yep.
Okay, so it's weird that that only seems to go one way. Auto brake max. And I'm just going to turn our TCAS on. So on the display now, I just have takeoff config test. I'll go click that. V1, VR, V2 disagree. Yeah, well, I know they're disagreeing because they're being stupid. I'm just going to put in some numbers here that I think are about right. 128.
Yeah, mine still says TO config test.
Okay, there's a little button that says that you can try clicking. Like it's just below the screens in the center where all the other eCam switches buttons are. This one says TO config.
Yep, normal.
Okay, alright, same now for me.
Flaps takeoff.
Yep, flaps takeoff, spoilers arm, takeoff config normal, cabin check to go, signs on. So everything is good there. You are free to taxi. Let me see if I release the parking brake, if that will release it for you.
Okay.
Did it?
No.
Okay, then you'll have to release it yourself, I guess.
Okay.
And we want to taxi to the left. We were nicely pointed that way until we had a ghost tug moving us. I will give you directions as to how we want to taxi here. We're going to taxi via Victor, cross runway 30, then Victor, and then Sierra. So it's going to be sort of straight ahead with a slight... Oh, actually, no, it's not straight ahead at all. That's a total lie. I'll just tell you when I see places to turn. We want to be making a left turn sort of around the terminal on our left here. So you can probably follow this solid line that's to the left.
Oh, to the left.
Yeah.
Whoa. Sorry. For some reason, my the flaps part. So every once in a while with the controller, it's really weird. Like if I press left trigger, it'll turn my flaps, and when you let go, it doesn't snap back to normal, like back to the middle. And sometimes they do.
Right.
So sometimes they'll stay wherever you set them, and sometimes they don't.
So we want to take this sort of right here at like 2 o'clock.
Okay.
It should kind of go straight across this here in a straight line. Yep.
And then go.
And then it will lean a bit to the left. See the green dots to the left?
Yep.
We'll follow those.
Yep. Okay, there's not a plane coming, right?
Gotta know. Right's clear. Left is too late to do anything about anyway. And then we will follow the first right here. The green lights along the first right.
Okay.
And I think we can follow this line all the way down to the end. Yeah, we'll just follow the straight green lines across.
See, now the things are doing their weird thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how you do it with a controller. I don't. I have respect for you.
Yeah. Well, it's really not that hard. It's just sometimes if it was consistent, it would be nice.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that.
Because like right now I can't get it to go straight. Like I have to keep triggering back and forth. You're probably getting air sickness, and we're still on the ground.
Actually, the thing I really like about it is it gives me time to look at like the chart and stuff and kind of get all that stuff prepared. Hopefully these V speeds are okay. We'll see what happens. Jeez, I didn't realize it took us this long. Like if it gets too late for you at some point, then I apologize.
How long's the flight total?
I think it's like an hour.
Okay, yeah, we'll be fine.
I always underestimate how long it takes to get things off the ground. But more so with the shared cockpit stuff, because there's obviously always something going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the terrain on our... Oh, I did. There's just no terrain worth looking at. Okay.
Terrain. That's all. As soon as you said that, that's the first thing that pops in my head.
Oh, I had that in the 747, yes, the other day on Sunday. I almost put it in the drink. Because for some reason the autopilot did not respect my altitude setting. I had it set to 1500 and it just blew right through it, and suddenly we're at 300 and there's water there. Okay, yeah, so basically we just take this to the end and then turn left and get us lined up on the runway. I'm going to just have a look at the departure chart, see if there's any sort of restrictions that we need to deal with. It does not look like it. No speed restrictions, no altitude restrictions. That's good. So we're going to keep it simple. And I'll set us all the way up to... Does your autopilot change to reflect the 35,000 feet I just put into the altitude, or no?
Mine's at 5,000 still.
Okay, so it did not. That's fine.
Parking brake on?
Sure.
You want me to line us up?
Oh, you're lining us up?
Runway, or...
Yeah, you can line us up.
Okay.
I will do the cabin calls. Taxi lights off, landing lights on. Takeoff config, terrain is on. We're basically all set at this point, so.
Creep us out there a little bit.
Yep. And I'll leave it up to you if you want to do the takeoff or you want me to do it.
Based on the air sickness that I got last time, I'll let you handle this. Trying to get us up the center here.
I was like, that's not very centered, but I just realized I'm not sitting in the, I'm in the co-pilot seat. It looks very different from over there. All right, this looks good. Let's both,
Park
yeah.
brakes on.
Okay. Flaps are set. That's all set. I moved back over to the pilot seat. I will take back control of the aircraft.
It's at 14%. Throttle. My throttle's at 14%.
Mine's at like, well, the actual throttle is at 0,
Yeah.
but the
All right.
N1 is at like 19%. Thing.
All right,
You should be able to just push it to max, I guess, just in case.
I'd like to see if yours takes control of it.
It's not. Oh, okay, yeah. So we are set for takeoff. We're going to rotate at 140. I think everything's set. So just going to go for it here.
Is your parking brake on or off?
It's on right now, but I'm about to,
Okay.
I'm going to release it right now, so you should do the same on your end just to make sure. I mean, it technically shouldn't matter in the air, but... Okay, I'm going to go to about 50% on the engine. Let it stabilize. And... Toga power.
Well, the good news is I'm moving.
That's good indeed, yeah.
With my throttle at 0, but you know, we're cooking.
Alright. That is V1. And I'm going to rotate. Positive climb. I'm going to go gear up. And...
I was not cleared to take off, it says.
Oh yeah, no, you probably weren't. I've got autopilot on. Not entirely sure why we're turning so far to the left. I'm guessing that's because we actually have this weird departure where we have this... Oh yeah, it always adds this user waypoint in a really bad spot. Thanks for the follow, Juvan. Okay, lever climb. Lever climb. How can the levers be asymmetric? I literally have them both bound to the same... There we go. Thrust climb. Look, I get a nice view of downtown Miami. I'm going to go flaps up. I'll disarm the ground spoilers. Oh, we forgot to turn our strobe on. For some reason, that's missing on my checklist. I did not put that on the checklist. Oh, nice flight from Halifax to London. London Gatwick is one of those super popular airports. I haven't
turn off landing lights.
No, not yet. We'll turn them off at 10,000. We are climbing nicely, though. We're staying to our speed limit. We're on nav. Master warning is on. Don't know why. I don't see anything anywhere.
Overspeed?
Not for me. Are we over? How fast are we on your screen? We're going like 250 for me.
Trying to determine 250.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Track VR is awesome. Track IR, not VR. This is a really tight turn. I guess it's really cutting the corner on this, but I'm just going to acknowledge the master warn.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to go away.
Mine either.
Let me cycle through the eCam pages to see if anything stands out as being out of whack. But I feel like it would yell at us in other ways. I feel like that's some weird glitch. 'Cause everything's fine.
Yeah, the only thing different is my altitude still says I'm going to 5,000 feet.
Yeah, you can change that, but I don't think it matters because I have control of the aircraft. Let's change this back to ARC mode. Oh no, that did change. Okay, okay, let's. I'll take that back. Stop doing that.
Okay, I went to 35.
Yeah, that's weird. I switched it back. Yeah.
Okay.
It switched it to a vertical speed mode instead of managed mode. I just switched it back though. That's fine. Didn't seem to have any impact on the master warning. Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't go away. But it's also, at least it's not making a sound. I don't really care about the light.
Oh, mine's dinging the whole time.
Really? Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks. No. But you pressing it doesn't do anything?
No.
I know. Siobhan, we're doing that. Have you tried clicking it off? PJ, I assume you've clicked
Yes.
on it? It still makes sound?
Yeah. Yeah. I've tried even on your side.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if I have to give you control, but I feel like that's going to be a disaster.
Oh, I would not do that.
We would have to do it real quick.
QNH 30.9.
Yeah, so I'll switch it to standard.
Pressure. Yeah.
Because we're over 10,000. We can turn the landing lights off now. And seatbelt signs too. You're right, sorry. 18, flight level 18 or whatever. I'll switch it back. Go back to local.
Seatbelts are...
Seatbelts, yeah, for some reason the seatbelts don't sync.
What's your throttle on?
Like physical, like 96%, but it's in the CL detent, like the climb detent.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's in CL right now.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what alarm you would have. Do you have any messages anywhere that?
Just overspeed on the main screen there in the middle.
Still over.
Speed brake.
Speed brake. Oh. But make sure your speed brake is disarmed. You do that like the actual little knob. You can like push it up or down, but I mean it should be at 0. Make sure your are your flaps up? That might be it.
They were not.
Okay, that yes,
Hey,
they don't.
the warning's
Okay, I
gone.
was gonna say like, why would it be complaining about the speed? But it would if you've got flaps on still. Oh, thank God, the light's off.
Ground spoilers armed.
Yeah, so you want to disarm those. You do that with a little like you pull the knob on the left lever like up or down.
So which one should it be at right now? Right now it's down.
It should be down. Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, okay. Because we pull it up when you're taking off, right?
Yeah, you arm them that way in case you need to stop.
Okay. And actually, when you pressed it down that time, it actually worked.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, so it did that to the flaps. It did that to it last time too, where it sometimes would work and sometimes wouldn't.
Right.
Or
I'm still in CL as far as throttle. I think what happened last time when we went and you disconnected, mine went immediately from like throttle to 1, like whatever it was. Like it wasn't stopped, you know.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Oh, look at the window. We get some nice views here. Even with this weather. We should be able to get above the weather. The outside engine sounds are super loud.
Yeah.
Now we're just in the soup. But yes, Vaughn was absolutely correct. It's standard altimeter at transition altitude in the US is 18,000. So I've changed it now. But otherwise, everything is working really nicely.
Yeah, we didn't almost do loops and rolls.
That only happened last time when we switched control mid-flight, though, which really seems like there's probably not a need to do that, especially it's just on autopilot anyway.
Ooh.
Lightning.
I had a massive lightning strike right in front of it. Lit up my entire screen.
I didn't see that, but I know the reaction.
Jeez. Alright, I got a left turn.
Yep. We have, well, it says an hour to our destination, but I mean, we're still climbing, so we're still not as fast as we're going to be. I hear switches. No,
That's me changing my,
okay.
I was switching to nav and changed my distance.
Gotcha. It's funny, it shouldn't make me nervous.
Yeah.
But it's like...
Click, click, click.
You're so used to, though, when you're flying by yourself and you hear something click, it's like, what did I do? Anti-ice detected. Oh, oh shit, okay. Where is the anti-ice? Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. Engine 1 and 2. Windshield de-ice as well.
those all turned on for me. So
Nice.
wing,
Engine and windshield is the only. I don't think this has. Does it have? Is there a wing one? Oh yeah.
It's the far left.
Yeah.
Far
Okay.
left there.
Got that one too. I haven't actually really flown this through bad weather yet, so. I do like though that it detects that and tells you. You can just quickly switch it on.
I got a nice achievement called backup plan.
Is that
I
for?
don't know what it's for, but
It
it's
must
for
be
this
for
game.
ice.
Let's see, backup plan. Utilizing pre-flight pushback service to move aircraft for a total distance of 1 mile. Okay.
That's because it thought you were moving the whole time, even though we were really not. So it probably.
I don't. Yeah, it might be that or a total.
Or maybe,
because I mean
yeah.
I've done pushbacks before, but that's funny though. We've been pushing you back for the last 20 minutes, but you haven't really.
I'm just glad that it didn't teleport us like into the terminal or something silly like that.
Yeah.
There we go. Got the iPad all configured too. I'm looking forward to the Sim Update 5 that's supposed to come out this month with like a bunch of performance improvements.
Yeah.
They're talking something like 15 FPS across the board, or like 60% in some cases. It sounds pretty
I don't
good.
know what I'm getting right now.
I never look at it anymore. I know I'm getting somewhere between 30 and 45, which is good enough, but I would still love to have, you know, more. Of course. And a nice right turn. The autopilot seems to be doing really well.
Let's see. Performance FPS. I'm getting 44, 47.
That's not bad. That usually means it's pretty smooth and it works pretty well, so. I've got like 6 different throttles now for my Bravo. I ordered some 3D printed ones from Etsy. So I got one that looks very much like the CJ4 throttle. It came with the dual throttles and the speed brake and the flaps lever. And then I bought the Airbus pack from Honeycomb officially, so my throttles and stuff actually looks like the ones in the airplane.
You're gonna need another desk.
I know. I just mentioned that to our realtor today. Like, we had like our very first sort of conversation with our realtor. You know, so he's asking like general things, what we're looking for, and I'm basically just, yeah, it's like, I need a lot of stuff. I want like a rec room or something in the basement.
Yeah, I mean, a corner of my basement has like, you know, a squat rack and bench and all that stuff in it, but now I don't think I'll ever be squatting or deadlifting again.
Well, that's just more
I think
room for
I
other things.
Slip that disc, but, well, keep telling, you know, one of my boys, like, you know, if you want to take this over to your other gym, you know, you guys are more than welcome now. I don't know what I'll be doing with it, but
Yeah.
still be able to bench, but I think squatting and deadlifting are
Anything
forever.
back related, right? So problem.
Yeah. Well, that's the bummer, because I was doing so well. I was, you know, moving up from like, you know, 225 to like 405.
Mm.
But now it's like, yeah, I'm not going to be doing that anymore.
Vaughn just flew to London on approach. It starts raining and then stops like immediately again. I mean, it might have been just one little cloud. The weather seems a little bit funny sometimes in the simulator. I love landing in rain though. It's really cool, especially once you're on the runway and you get the raindrops on the windshield. It's really neat. I think we're about to push through the clouds here.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's taking a long time to get here.
Yeah, it's not the fastest climbing aircraft. Probably doesn't help with anti. I mean, we're not at 100% either. I put like 89% thrust.
Yeah.
See how the weather continues here as we get over. We're gonna be flying right over Cuba. I love when my phone tells me that I've almost reached my step goal and I've been sitting here for an hour. What are you? I don't even know what you're talking about, but thanks, I guess. So once we get to Cuba, if the weather's still crappy, we can change it. I guess you can change your weather on your end too, but we probably should change it together.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, with the autopilot on, it's probably not. It wouldn't make too much of a difference. But so, what do you think of that McLaren livery?
I like them. Yeah, I'm liking all the ones you're doing. They all look really good.
Really?
When are you going to upload them?
Well, okay, so I would have done it already, but the way that you take a nice screenshot, you know, the one that appears when you select the livery, there's a weird way to do that with the DevTools. And I swear one of the windows has just like disappeared for me. It's just not showing up anymore. So I guess I can do it with a crappy image for that, but it kind of bugs me. It just annoys me because it doesn't look, it stands out too much, but I'll probably do it tomorrow though.
Would you? The last couple races have seemed kind of boring. Well, the last race was interesting with all the penalties getting thrown everywhere.
I loved the last race because it was boring from a... Like, I don't think they showed Max Verstappen more than, like, twice the entire race.
Right.
Because most of the race happened between, like, 2nd and 7th, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was kind of cool. Like, who cares about the guy in first place who's just cruising around? Like, that's boring. I'm glad they don't focus on that. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, the penalties, even for even for Norris, was like, you know, like, well, and I was watching more for like Checo. You know, when you're turning right and he's got his steering wheel turned right, you know, your car is going to slide.
Yeah.
You know, left. You know, it's like, you know, it's going to slide out a little bit. But it's like, you know, when he's still turning right and his car's drifting left and there's somebody on that side that just happened to stick his nose in there, I'm just kind of like, so somebody's got to brake, or else, you know, so you're saying the person on the inside has to brake, and I don't understand that because the racing line is the inside to the outside. So I was kind of interested on his, you know, second 5-second penalty. The first one was kind of like, okay, they have to do that because they handed out 5-second penalty earlier in the race.
Yes, I feel like once they started, they had to do it for everybody else.
They had to do it, yeah. But the second penalty, I was kind of like, I really didn't understand. Like the first one, I was like, okay, they were a little more side by side, you know. But that second one, I was just like, you know, he wasn't even side by side with him. He was like behind him. So it's like, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, well, if you just wanted to gain places, you just had to put everybody at risk and just stick your nose in somewhere and get pushed off the track, and all of a sudden you're going to gain places because somebody's going to get a penalty in.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of enjoyed that racing. Like, you know, it was kind of cool. I don't. It's tough, I guess, with the whole like, well, at which point do you push somebody off the track versus, you know, you actually. You have to slow down and let them pass. Like, that doesn't seem right. So
that's my point. I mean, I thought that was the whole thing that they're saying. It's like they wanted them to race more.
Yeah,
I guess it's like race more, but don't race more.
I guess the criteria is that if the car is beside you or ahead of you or something. But it was real close. I think I don't remember which of the commentators said it, but he was basically just saying, all I know is I'm glad I'm not the one making these decisions.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's probably true, because you're going to make somebody unhappy one way or the other. If you don't give the penalty, you're going to piss off the person that feels like they got run off the track. And obviously when you give it, you piss off the team that you gave it to, and it's probably a lose-lose situation, but at least they were pretty... I was more upset with the penalty that Sebastian Vettel got during Q3, was it, I guess? Where he got, he was at the end of this really slow train, and like, yes, he got in the way of whoever that was. Absolutely, he did.
Alonso.
Yeah. But like, everybody else was there. Where was he supposed to go? It's kind of like, you know, if a bunch of cars are speeding, the one in the back is probably going to get pulled over because he's right there.
Yeah, they talked about it through the whole practice and everything too, like practice 1 and 2, or I think all of them were, that people were, or no, it was actually qualifying as well. People were lining up there to get a good start.
Yeah.
You know, to get their distance so they could get a good lap time in. And it's like, well, it should be the person who started it should be the one that's in trouble.
There was a really cool video shot of this happening from the top, and I guess they had all agreed to create the spacing in the turn before, in the straight before, so that people wouldn't get stuck in that corner. And you can see on like an overhead graphic how Vettel, and I think Hamilton too, they slowed down on the straight to try to create spacing, but then they got overtaken by like 3 or 4 other cars that then created part of the traffic jam. So it seemed like they were trying to do the right thing, but I don't know. I mean, in the end, it didn't really make any difference for Vettel because, of course, he got spun out like on the last lap, but we're pushed off.
We're still in this cloud, aren't we?
Yeah, do you want to change it? Let's see. What do we got? Why don't we change it to scattered clouds, like just from the weather drop down from live weather to scattered clouds.
Okay.
Here we go. The plane's going to bounce a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
But it should be okay. Still quite a bit of clouds below us, but it's a bit better.
Oh, that's nicer.
I find it boring without any clouds at all. It just seems to look weird when that happens.
Yeah, so we got Silverstone this week.
Is it this week
interesting.
already?
I mean, I think... Or, sorry, 2 weeks.
Okay.
Sorry, 2 weeks. Next race.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, you know, this has been probably the most exciting F1's been in years because there's actually a battle.
Right.
Like, it's pretty good. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it is really enjoyable. And not only is there a nice battle, obviously, for the championship, but there's also some pretty good competition for, I guess, essentially third place, like constructor-wise. You know, after Red Bull and Mercedes, you've got, you know, McLaren and Ferrari trying to, like, sometimes literally going to the point of, like, yeah, just let the Mercedes buy. We just want to beat Ferrari, and that's sort of what we want to do. So.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how it's going to finish out. I mean, and the thing is, I've only been into it for like the last 3 years or so. And of course, Hamilton's won all 3 years. I mean, the guy is a fantastic driver.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't win that many without being one of the best.
But it's not terribly exciting.
Is, if he wins or wins a championship, like, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, sweet, you got another one, congrats, you know. But it's kind of one of those things like, all right, I think it'd be neat to see somebody else take it.
Yeah.
And I think Max is that person that has a chance, or Valtteri, if they would let him race.
I know. I feel so bad for him. I really want him to. It sounds like he's probably not going to be back with Mercedes next year. And I kind of hope that he ends up with a team with a good car, though, because he's obviously a good driver. Like, I would love for him to be able to be like the #1 guy on a team.
Same, but he's going to have to either I mean, who's that team?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, things will change. Like there, you know, I think what is it? Next year is the final year to try to get all the teams like even playing field with money wise and
Right.
stuff like that. You know, so will that McLaren or Ferrari bounce back and start pushing that? But I agree with the same thing, because it's like, you know, if you put him in Red Bull, is he still not the #1 driver? You know, not if Verstappen wins a championship. He's not.
No,
You know
like,
what I mean? And they already have their #1.
and I feel like McLaren
and
is
to be
kind of
honest-
set, and Ferrari has kind of made their choices.
Yeah.
I don't know which of the other cars have potential to be good. I feel like the Aston Martin seems to run pretty well most of the time.
And they're very well. Obviously, they copied Ferrari's car from last year, but they could get up there. But it's just, yeah, I want to see him do something. I just feel like
what team
he
was it
won't-
that copied the Mercedes car? It was the
Well, it was-
that is Aston Martin, isn't it? Stroll's team with his
Yeah,
stuff,
it was Racing Point last
Right,
year.
that's right.
It was the paint BWT.
Yes.
BWT. So,
Yeah, I don't know.
but then again, it's like, you know, when does he get his shot?
I feel
And
bad
with
for him
Perez-
every
I mean,
time that
Perez
he's like
is like
running
the-
ahead and he has to like make room for Hamilton, or be like, hey, you got to slow down to hold up Max or something. It's like, oh man, that's got to be terrible for a racer.
Yeah. And I mean, this time they're like, okay, you're free to race.
I know.
You know, because Hamilton's car was, you know, kind of broken a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, oh, you're allowed to race now because, you
Yep.
know.
I know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, I haven't followed it in recent years. This is really the first season that I've paid attention to it again. I used to watch pretty regularly years ago, like back when like Michael Schumacher was still, you know, racing.
Yeah.
And then I dropped it, and I watched the Netflix thing, which got me back into it. But from what I understand is like Bottas has been nothing if not a team player. Like every once in a while he grumbles because he has to do stuff, but it's basically just like, yeah, you tell me to do something, I'll just do it because, you know, team first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him get a chance at something. But then again, I'm sure he gets paid well for his sitting in second place a
Yeah.
lot, or whatever it is.
On Reddit, a couple people I play with, like they sent me into it's called Formula Dank memes on Reddit, and I'll tell you, they are hilarious for all the things they do for Mercedes, like and Valtteri. You know, it's just like, you know, Valtteri, it's all your fault that the tire wouldn't come off your car, you know, like and stuff like that, and then like, you know, something else happens to Lewis, and they're like, "It's okay, Lewis. It was the team's fault." Then Valtteri, why couldn't you get your tire off your car? It's like, oh my gosh, they're funny.
Is that just Formula Dank? Is that the subreddit?
Yeah.
Will Lando slow down when he hits puberty? Ricardo claims Lando
But
has
there's-
better aero package due to lack of pubes. Oh my god.
But yeah, there's always some good ones in there. And I don't know if you've seen these memes about like Fast and the Furious things with Dom. It's like, Dom, you'll injure yourself when you do that, and he's always like, no, I'm stronger with family and stuff like that. So they have all these memes.
Oh, I'm literally scrolling through, and then I just saw one.
Yeah.
Wait, you can't... Dom, wait, you can't race Lewis, he's too strong. He might be strong, but not as strong as family.
Yeah.
He's
See
got
the
his
car
Charger on the track,
fast-
yeah.
Yeah. So they're good.
Yeah, I gotta start reading these. That's pretty funny. So
Yeah.
we're over Cuba now. We can actually see a little bit of it. That's good.
Dom, my tires are gone. Lewis, you don't need tires when you got family.
I actually want to watch the
Oh,
new,
nice.
what is it, Fast 9 or something like that, the latest one, just because it seems like, you know, sure, it's not a great movie, but it seems like be fun.
Those I've watched them all, and I'll
Yeah.
tell you, it's so funny because they get more and more kind of ridiculous as they go. But it's you know it's going to be ridiculous. That's the fun part about it. It's like that Tomorrow War.
Yeah, I haven't seen that
they're
yet, but I
kinda
saw the
Yeah, they talk and like people are just like, it's crappy, it's bad, it's all over the place, and I'm just like, I sat down just thinking like, I just want to see a movie I haven't seen before.
Yes.
And I sat down and watched it, and I was like, that was good. Something I haven't seen before because movies haven't been coming out for a year. It's like, what else do you want?
Just realized we are not on the same flight plan as I have in... Oh, we've skipped a waypoint. All right. So we're currently going directly to a 2V, which is ironically also the troublesome waypoint. I mean, that by itself, there's nothing wrong with that one, but let me just check because we have that in there twice. Direct. I'm going to try to tell it to go direct to the A2V that is the one without the bullshit.
Yeah, I just saw your direct 2 line come up.
I just want to see if... I mean, it should look the same, but hopefully it will bypass that. Okay, by the way, one other thing. Let me just synchronize... No, I'm just going to be ready to go to heading mode in case something goes... Alright, nothing bad has happened. Enter destination data already? Oh, we couldn't have already done that. Oh, but that's not the... If I go direct to this waypoint... Okay, I think... So we're going to skip a 2V as well. We're going to go direct to that Delta 36 Oscar Quebec, which is the waypoint right after it.
Don't forget to look outside and look down.
So let's see. Okay, so that gives us that flying that arrival arc, and then at some point it takes us from. Okay, yeah, from our approach point it takes us back to L2V. That's really the other place we're going to have to check. Go around, and then it goes back up to a 2B. I really cannot wait until they fix just like the default flight plan stuff, because it's just broken.
In the game or in the fly-by-wire?
In the game, mostly. Even though this, I think this uses still the stock system in some way. I don't know. The 747 mod was using the working title autopilot, which is better. But they all have problems with like waypoints in the incorrect places, and then you can't remove them. Like, yeah, everything is great, and then this stupid A2V, and it's always the transition points that are broken. All right, well, we're just gonna have to remember that.
We're almost finally over Cuba.
Yeah, we're almost back out on the other side. Let me just check our arrival. It is going to be, I'm just going to enter some destination data. What do we got? QNH of 1014. Temperature is 28. The wind is 160. 60/8. Transition altitude, we're just going to say it's 18,000. And what are the minimums? Decision altitude, let's say straight in landing, 610. Okay, so that's all. So we're all configured for the landing. We are 150 miles away still from that waypoint, and where do we want to be? 1500 when we start doing that arc. Okay, so we're basically just going to descend in a straight line to 1500 feet from flight level 350, so that's roughly, let's say, 33,000. So we need about about 90 miles or so to descend, I think. Probably a little bit less.
To our next waypoint?
Yeah, to get to basically down to 1500, which is pretty much from there on out. That's for our approach fix. We should be at 1500. And it looks like this arc that we're going to be flying on the arrival, we want to be flying that entire arc at 1500. So basically, by that next waypoint that's currently programmed in, we want to be 1500 at that waypoint. So I think we'll start descending. The nice thing about descending over water is we don't have to worry about running into any mountains. So we can descend early without having to worry too much. So we'll descend when we're 100 miles away.
Gotcha.
That's the one thing I do like when you're flying with, like, on VATSIM or something like that, is you have somebody else actually tell you when you need to descend. You don't have to make some of these calculations. Oh, that's interesting. The ICAS actually tells us that there's no ice detected, so we can turn it off. The anti-ice. That was cool.
There's a company message?
Yeah, the company message was from when I made a weather request at the very beginning, and then we never actually used it. So we received the METAR for Miami, and I can print it. It's kind of pointless because we don't care about it anymore now, but if you look in the back pedestal, it's actually printed a piece of paper out. And then if you click on the paper, it will say collect, and it will put it right underneath the ECAM, yeah, by the throttles.
Yeah.
It's
funny.
pretty neat. So what we would typically do now, actually, we would request the METAR for our arrival, for our destination. I just removed it. Darn. MWCR.
Aircrafts even have an inboard printer.
Yep.
PC load letter.
At least here, I mean, all you got to do is toss it out the window. It's very satisfying, I imagine. When things go screwy. Okay, so now we've got a new METAR report for... I guess it's going to have both airports on there.
you know, I chuckled at the coffee cup last time we were flying, but I just realized it says flyby coffee on there.
Did you also realize that there's like 90 mods for just the coffee mug, the coffee cup on flightsim.to?
No.
Anything you want.
No.
You want Starbucks, you want Tim Hortons, you want Dunkin' Donuts, you want, you know, frickin' Bob's YouTube channel coffee, you can get that.
That's funny.
In my
Tim Hortons.
F1, I put Tim Hortons mugs in it. Yeah. I mean, they're not mine. I didn't make them, but somebody else did. Actually, that's one of the reasons I haven't published it yet, because I need to pull that out before I put it up, because I can't, you know, include that with my paint job.
Yeah. So yeah, excited for F1 2021?
I am. I have a... So sometimes I do reviews and stuff for Shack News for some things, and they know that I'm all about sim stuff. So they had this guy reach out from a small company in New York that is like a brothers team that has designed an affordable racing sim racing cockpit. So instead of it being made out of heavy duty metal and bars and stuff like that, it's made out of some special MDF kind of material. Comes in a bunch of pieces and you assemble it. So that just arrived today, and I'm going to be putting that together, and I have a plan. I've got like a 50-foot long DisplayPort, no, not 50, 25-foot long DisplayPort cable coming tomorrow, because I don't have room in this room, so I got to put it in the other room. I'm going to put up a monitor and properly mount the steering wheel and the pedals and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited, because I should have a proper place to sit in there, provided I fit. Now, it's supposed to be adjustable for people up to 6'5". I'm like 6'4". You know, I'm right on the weight limit of this thing, so we're gonna see. But because it's made out of MDF, I figure, you know what, if I need to like bolt some 2x4s on this thing, I can. Like, it does have that benefit. So we'll see. But I'm really excited to play F1 for the co-op part of it. Like, that, I'm looking forward to doing a team thing with, looks like a bunch of people that, well, you're going to do it, right? You're going to play?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. My buddy Tony is going to play. He's a big racing guy. He's got all the good stuff. He used to do iRacing on a regular basis, so he's actually good at racing, as opposed to me, who just has fun with it. But
my goal is to start, you know, like race or whatever, and you know, as I race through the season and stuff, but like slowly start to work my way and like taking off the assists.
yeah,
Like, you know, like I raced with all the assists on because I raced controller.
Yep.
And then now I have my wheel, and obviously I've still been racing with like the assists, and it's, I mean, I can start to take some off.
Are you
but I really
doing-
want to get to the point where it's like,
Are you doing manual transmission yet, or no?
not yet.
Yeah, that's my first one that I want to do. I took it off once to try, and I was like, oh my god, makes things so much more difficult.
It is hard.
Yeah.
It is hard.
But I agree, I would
Yeah,
love to
I
do that
think-
too.
Yeah, the nice thing about like Assetto Corsa is that you can still do automatic transmission, but you can downshift and shift up. Where on the F1 game, like it just like revs it. You know what I mean? It doesn't really let you do it that way, so where you could actually have the both of them.
I started our descent, by the way, in case you just don't freak out.
114
114?
nautical miles is how far I have us out.
Out to what? What's the waypoint name for you? Because mine says 96.
MWCR.
Oh, that's the airport. Oh, I don't think you have the flight
Oops.
plan loaded in properly. That's all right.
Oh, wait, let me look at plan. Actually, I just have a loud beeping in my ear right now.
Oh, that's not good.
Which would you set your throttle to?
I mean, the auto throttle has it on idle right now. I didn't move mine, though. I never touch it past the climb D10, because auto throttle does it all.
Yeah.
But if
Well,
it's
I
beeping,
don't
it's
know
probably
what
over
this-
speed.
You went down to 1500.
Yeah.
Well, let me. Oh, my thing's. I hate when this thing zooms out like that.
Oh, you just broke my autopilot. Not yet, actually.
I know, I'm going down to I'm going down to 1500.
Okay.
It's going by the hundreds and not.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, switch it over. I think you switched it
Still going by
twice. It switched back for some reason.
Mine's at 1000s, but it's going by the hundreds.
Okay. Actually, my autopilot's fine. It's just going down in vertical speed now instead of the managed mode, but which must be because of the way you're. Are you just turning the knob in the cockpit?
Yes.
Oh.
1500.
Yep.
Okay, it stopped beeping at me.
Okay. So what happened? So I went back to selected altitude mode. But that's good that it stopped beeping. This is the other problem with this, because the stuff doesn't, because it's custom stuff, it doesn't necessarily always work so well.
Right.
But the stock stuff, which I'm sure works great for syncing, the stock functionality is so poor that it's like we'd have a whole bunch of different, like these issues are not too bad, like so you have to adjust that twice, but at least it's manageable. In the 787, our flight planning are completely screwed up, even though I'll admit that this one seems slightly screwed up too with that extra loop in there. I don't know why. It's super annoying. It's really annoying because you can't delete waypoints for some reason.
I don't know if that thing's switching for you right now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not even switching for me.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Well, 1500 should be fine. Honestly, I suspect I'm probably going to have to hand land from 1500. I might be able to do a little bit more from that. Decision altitude is 600 feet. The airport is... What elevation is the airport at? This one chart I didn't pin was the actual taxi chart for Grand Cayman Roberts International. Airport elevation 8 feet. Okay, so I guess we have to get quite a ways down.
So in the Assetto Corsa, like I will manual shift, but I always have that, you know, comfort or backup of it auto shifting me up, where F1 you don't have that. So like I've been working on it there, but with F1 it's like you're hitting it bang 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 bang. It's like boom 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 boom. You're hitting them really fast.
Yeah,
like,
that would be nice to
time.
have the option of just having, you know, having like a half automatic.
Yeah.
I almost feel like the one I have more of a challenge with is the downshifting, so I would love to have that be automatic and I would just upshift. But having a choice would be nice.
And the downshifting is what I do most in the other game, because when I'm braking and getting ready to head into a turn, I'm downshifting to slow me down.
Right.
You know, in a way. So. But,
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. By the way, this was way quicker of a flight than it seemed initially. I mean, we're not there yet, but we're getting closer.
yeah. We're over water.
Yeah, we're about to go through some clouds again. I wonder if we're going to need the anti-ice on again. We'll just wait for the aircraft to tell us.
I got a nice little, what is it, the flare? The lens flare
Oh, yeah.
screenshot. I forget how to take all my controls off the screen and take a screenshot.
On the outside, I have all those turned off. I never have them on, but that's because I mean, I have physical instruments, so I can always still see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I use this a lot to make sure I'm like not in a bunch of trouble.
Yeah, I like the outside because it's, I mean, you take such beautiful screenshots. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
What? Okay, what's happened?
I'm
No, I know what's happened. This is a thing. My drone mode is not turning itself off properly. So when I get back into the aircraft, it's not... I'm not actually in there. I see the co-pilot, the pilot sitting in there, which actually also means I have no control of the aircraft.
Okay, we are falling pretty fast right now.
Well, it should be fine. It should
Yeah.
level us out at 1500. The problem is, what is the fix for this? I'm just gonna keep taking nice pictures. If you look on the stream, you'll see like
Yeah.
it's not. This is like the outside view. It hasn't.
Oh, there's no
Yeah.
buttons or anything.
Yeah. Oh, what is the... Can I pause? No. Shoot. How quickly can I Google a solution to this problem? MSFS, stuck in drone mode. Stuck in showcase mode. Disable with the insert key. No, I don't think that's it. Nope.
Is there like a reset button?
Yeah, but I've tried. Like, it's just not, it's not actually putting me back in. And I've had this before. This isn't a new thing. This happens to people sometimes. I do still have...
You want me to Google it?
Yeah, I mean, see if you have any chance. I couldn't do anything. I still have... The good thing is my controls, like my panels, they do still work. So I think I still have autopilot control and all that stuff.
Tell you what, playing this game heats up my office like
Yeah.
10 degrees. Trying to figure out how to actually ask the question.
I think what it is I'm stuck in drone mode, basically, is really what this boils down to. We had ILS, I wouldn't even be worried about it. We could just auto land. I don't need to
When
do
I
it.
use VR, I use the camera menu to choose drone camera. I can fly around. I cannot find what command binds takes me from the cockpit to drone and back.
Restarting your flight will fix the issue. Yeah, click the reset camera button. I've done that. Disable copilot, undock, and then close the various menu items.
I hit num. This person says they hit num 5. Takes me back to my play. Then I hit insert again.
I don't have a numpad, but I can. Okay, fair enough. I mean, my camera angle shortcuts all still function.
You don't have an insert key?
I do have an insert key, but I tried that already. It does toggle the showcase camera. but it doesn't. It still doesn't
Yeah, I'm
toggle
in
it
drone
back.
mode now.
What altitude are we at? 10,000. Is this gonna kind of suck because I do need the MCDU to go direct to. Come on, track IR, stop freaking out. God, what is the fix to that? Custom toolbar. What if I change the weather? Let me change it to few clouds. That doesn't seem to change anything.
DOV twitching that my head is still.
Hmm?
I'm reading still.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
It says you have to bring back by flying the drone in the cockpit to find the menu bar and return to the cockpit view by the camera menu. I don't know if any of that makes sense to you.
I mean, I can try to fly the drone into the aircraft. That I can do. And now I'm literally like I'm looking over our shoulders. It's slightly creepy.
Yeah.
And it's moving because the airplane's changing.
And then it says find the
menu bar and switch back, but that didn't.
And the reset position doesn't fix that for you?
No, I mean it does. It resets the position, but it doesn't actually bring back. There's still a pilot, a co-pilot. It's like somebody stole my seat while I wasn't looking. If you have this error, please file a Zendesk ticket. Yeah, this is from August last year. Like, this has been around forever. It's the first time it's happened in a while, though, but...
Well, this is going to be an interesting landing.
Well, there's two ways we can go about this. One of them is to give you control and let you land. The other one is I think I can actually still land because I think my controls are still functioning. I just cannot do anything with the mouse in the cockpit, and I can't see. I have a PFD and an ND. I don't have any of the ICAS or the MCDU stuff. And I have no audio inside the cockpit, which is more annoying than anything else. I have autopilot display and control.
Yeah, I say you have to do it. Let's see how you are when things go wrong in an airplane.
That's like every
I
other
can try
flight.
to click some buttons for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I might get you to like, because you're gonna have to like on the auto brake and stuff because I can't. There's literally no switch in the cockpit, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Just let me know what flaps you want. And
so basically, what we're gonna have to
brakes
do is
set to
the autopilot should fly that DME arc, that arc to the right, and then once we turn towards final, we need to. I'm gonna switch it to heading mode. Because otherwise it's going to do that weird loop back towards where we came from. So we'll go into heading mode at that point. We should be able to descend. Honestly, I think this will be fine.
You know what the funny thing is my buttons don't turn when I click them.
At least you have buttons. I don't have any controls.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Like I don't have any. Like they don't work.
Trying to collect the paper. That still shows up.
Well, they work, but they don't turn. That's the tricky part.
Okay, local altimeter. It's like it's just 2 9 or 9 or 2. Nothing but water. I don't even see... Oh, I see some mountains at like 11 o'clock. There's a reason we're coming in over the water is because there are actually some pretty tall mountains on this island, I think. Behind clouds, hiding. Yeah, we've got
See, it's
terrain
dipping
radar.
below this cloud.
Yeah. If anything shows up on the iCast, like in the middle there, like warning message or anything, you'll have to tell me because I can't see any of that.
Okay. Terrain.
Once we make the turn, we're going to have to start figuring out how to slow down.
2,500.
Oh, I still got altitude callouts. I just got a 2,500. Oh! It's back! It came back.
Oh, what?
Everything's
All right,
back.
Sweet. Oh, right when it made a turn.
It needed to hit a waypoint, huh?
Maybe. My buttons are working again, too.
Yeah, okay, we really gotta keep an eye on the altitude here. Let's see, like I said, last time I was in this position, the other airplane did not stop at 1,500. I want to make this one seems like it is going to, though. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Is it?
Yep. Just captured altitude.
Yeah, I thought it gave the 1,000 to go.
Okay, so that's good. So we are going to want to go eventually direct to Sasser. Is that in the list? Yes. So we'll see. I really want this thing to slow down, so let's see if we can get this thing to slow down here. That's one thing I can never quite figure out in this aircraft.
What are you setting yours to?
230 for the speed. That's interesting that it doesn't. So it didn't change when I changed it, huh? Didn't change for you, but when you change
No.
it works again. So maybe I'll just tell you what speed I want, and then you can set it.
I don't have to push anything, right?
No,
Engage it.
no, because I engaged it already.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have a glide slope anyway, so this was gonna be a thing anyways. Okay, so we've got our checklist there. Let me see, can I do cabin calls already? Yeah. Arm the ground spoilers, you don't really need to do that. Flaps are still to come. Seatbelt signs on.
What do you have your PFD set to? I don't have any of the icon, like under the stuff on mine. You have it set to arc or nav?
No, I have it in arc. So it's yours.
Yeah, mine is as well. Like, but what you're seeing on your screen, I'm not seeing on mine.
Oh, I have constraints also turned on, but I don't know if there's a CSTR button just above it. It looks the same to me.
Yes. It does. Yeah, I'm looking at your screen, and they're the same because I do have the same way it's set up to yours to match. But in my cockpit, ours matches, but it's not that.
It's not that one?
It's a different
Oh,
mode.
okay. Weird. Yeah, I usually always fly in arc or plan. I mean, plan, I check what's nav do. Nav's not bad. I just like arc most of the time. Don't see any land anywhere. I guess this is quite a long arc, so that's good though. Get lots of time here. I'm so happy that things came back on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, I was up for the challenge. I kind of wanted to, but this seems like a little bit... It's going to be challenging enough as it is without a glide slope.
So we're at 230. So speed seems to be working.
Yep, speed's working
Still
good.
at, throttle is 37 on right and 27 on engine 2 and 37 on engine 1.
It says 43 now. But It is what it's whatever it is. Let's go to let's slow down to 210.
Wow. Okay. All right. That seems to be working again.
I'm going to go flaps 1 here and see if it will play nicely on that or not.
Flaps 1. Yep.
Yeah, flaps 1. And I'm gonna engage speed mode again and see it. I think it should slow us down. Nope, it does not. Okay, take it back. We'll stick to our own speed. It probably would slow us down in time. I don't think you need to do anything. You should say 210 for speed.
Oh, I flipped it back to managed mode.
In that case, you when you hover over the knob, the down arrow will say engage selected airspeed mode. That's what you want.
There we go.
What is VDEF? Oh, something just happened. Oh, we're going to Mobix now. That's interesting. We're skipping some waypoints.
Boy.
I mean, that's fine. Mobix is okay. We're going to go direct Sasser after that. I just don't know where it's going to go after Mobix. Actually, Sasser is correct. So maybe it's just a Boy, you're not really hitting Mobix though, buddy. Or maybe you are.
I see the airport ahead. I see lights.
You do? Dude, I don't
Yeah.
see any... Oh, okay, I do now. I was expecting
Yeah,
some sort of terrain, but there isn't any. Okay, I'm gonna try to take us down to 800. Don't worry about your autopilot now.
I'm not touching mine.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you kind of handle it here.
Let's reduce speed to 190.
Got a warning going off.
You do?
Yeah.
It's probably an overspeed.
Flaps full.
Well, they shouldn't be on full yet. They should still be on flaps 1.
1,000.
1,000 feet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go into Mobix. That's good. We try cabin calls again.
I think that's what the.
Yeah, okay, so now they're getting ready.
Yeah, we're at 800. So I think it was just that it was dipping below 1,000.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I hit
So-
master alarm and it went off.
Once we make this left turn here and we go to Sasser, hopefully, then we're going to descend and we're going to slow down some more. We're going to drop the gear. We're going to do some flat. We're going to do a bunch of stuff here in a moment. Okay, so it does have Sasser. That's good. Let's go speed 170.
It's very hard to turn a knob
Oh, I know.
when the plane is moving on me. Okay, 170.
I went flaps 2.
Yep, flaps hurt too. And there's the.
And as soon as we straighten out, I will
Straight
go
ahead.
gear down.
Gear is going down. Dong.
Yep. Love that sound. I could just sit here all day going like up, down, down.
Cabin ready.
Cabin ready. So just flaps to come. Slow us down to 150,
Alright.
which is pretty much going to be our... I don't think we have any good actual V speeds. 147 is that, so 150 is good. I think we can just land at 150. Once we reach that speed, I will go flaps full. We're still a little ways out. I'm going to be slowly playing with the altitude here to... I want to use the autopilot as much as possible for the altitude as I can.
We're at 150.
Sasser, we should really still be at 1500.
above.
Like we're way low, but we're above water, so you know, who cares? 150. I'm gonna go flaps full.
Yep, they went full.
So we're looking good. I see red lights because we're low, but that's fine. We know we're low.
When you say red lights, you're talking about out at
The pappies. Like next to the runway on the left. I just see.
Yeah, is there 3 or 4 there?
There should be 4. Right now I just see one solid block of red. Which
Yeah,
is probably because they're all red.
The yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to touch this. I almost was like, let me check the showcase camera to take a look outside. I'm not going to touch it now, though. I don't trust that it'll come back.
Shoot off to the moon.
Right. So what do we have for wind? We only have 5 miles from behind, so that's good. So I don't think I'm going to use the autopilot much longer. As soon as these pappy lights change, I'm going to disengage the autopilot and see if I can manually land this thing.
Let me know when you go to idle throttle.
I probably won't until we are just above the runway.
Okay.
But I'll let you know.
Because I just want to change mine to make sure I don't shoot off into lava land.
I'm just right now, I'm trying to just keep a straight line by not touching the rudders at all, and I'm just trying to manage the
500.
pappies and keep 2 white.
2 white.
The nice thing about the
the
Airbus
2
is once
weight's
you
good.
give it a pitch, it kind of just keeps that pitch. And it doesn't change it. Like, I don't have to hold. Okay, now we're a little high.
300.
Four white.
200.
But I think we're good, though.
100.
Good.
50. 40.
I'm going to go off throttle
30,
idle here.
20. 10. 5.
It's a little concerning landing, apparently. The reversers... Oh, we never set the auto brake. That's all right. We made it, though.
Yeah, I got a concerning -442.
Yeah. I think I needed to let the throttles run out a bit longer, but you know what? That's not too bad. That worse. It's a short runway, so I wasn't like.
Yeah, it's very short.
And we did not set the auto. I did check though. This is like 7,500 feet long, and I think 5,500 is like the minimum for the Airbus. So I figured we would be okay, and we would be, but we didn't set auto brake. I forgot about that part. That probably would have been helpful.
You armed it, or that's speed brake.
I armed to just beat the ground spoilers, but not the auto brake. That's okay.
Gotcha.
You know what? For not having a glide slope or an ILS, I'm really happy with that landing, actually.
Yeah. Hey, this one at least said concerning, and not all people were dead on mine.
Exactly. Exactly. Terrain off. Turn that off. Find ourselves a gate to park. Well, that was more successful of a flight than last time.
Yeah. Gonna raise flaps.
Yeah, you can clean up all the stuff. I guess I have to do it too.
Yeah, I don't know if it did it for you or not.
No. Just did it myself.
Well. So parking to our right.
Yeah, I'm going to turn in here. Taxi lights on, the landing lights off. It's not really like any kind of big gates here or anything. It's like people are probably going to have to get themselves some stairs or something to get off here.
See, I got a plane in front of me where you're
Oh,
parking.
sorry about that.
And right through me.
Yep.
Oh, my head got chopped off by the wing.
And parking
Alright,
brake
parking
set.
brake worked that time.
Oh, did, hey? I used the control this time, not the... Turn all the lights off. And the engine's off. And that should be it.
Yeah, hey, I didn't shoot me off.
I think that'll only happen when I stop the server if I do that. So I went back outside. Yeah, the crowds are still...
Yeah, mine took me to the menu.
Yeah, I just hit continue. I usually come back to take a picture or two
Good.
as proof we made it.
All right. I'll let you know. I'm gonna hit disconnect to see what happens.
I just shut
Oh,
the
never
server
mind, you
off, so
disconnected.
yeah,
Yep.
it was fine.
Yep.
I mean, it should be like if it was keeping track of where you were the whole time, then there should be no reason for it to freak out at the end. You know, it shouldn't come as a surprise to
Right.
your simulator. But okay, so that worked pretty well, aside from the weird thing that happened to me. But that had nothing to do with the shared cockpit and the weird flight plan thing.
There's just a few buttons that seem to kind of be wonky.
Yeah.
Definitely like the altitude controls and
Yes.
things like that.
But actually, because we now know, so like if I'm flying and when you change it, it works fine on my end. So it's just a
Right.
matter of us saying like, I could just say like, 5,000, please, and you set it in, and then away we go.
Yeah. It's almost like they need to have like it kind of has to be a question, I guess, for them. It's like, hey, is there pilot co-pilot only roles here, or should it be shared across the board? Because that almost seems like to be what's going on. It's
In
the
this
co-pilot
airplane,
would be setting this and this, so yeah.
that seems to be the case in this airplane. In the 747, when I was flying with Colin, we were able to hit any of the buttons at any time. It was really neat because I would take off and I would just do the flaps call outs, and he'd change the flaps and he'd do the gear up and stuff like that, and it worked fine.
Right.
But I think that's because, again, this is custom code in this one in some ways, and that has to be a problem. But you know what, if you want to try the 7 yeah, do you have the premium edition? Is the 747 premium one?
I don't know. I'd have to
I
check.
don't think it is. I think the 787 is the premium one. But anyways, the 747 was fun to fly too. And that there's of course a mod for that too, which I used, but that worked pretty good. Just the FMS gave us a problem, but I mean, we had a weird problem with this one too, so that just seems to be a fact of life for some reason. And I'm going to turn the stream off because that was a good flight though.